Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, it's time for our weekend recap of everything going on in Grand Theft Auto Online, including what we know so far about the next update and the current events that are happening as well. Now, before we get things started, I want to let you know this video is sponsored by House Party, the face-to-face social network that allows you to group video chat and help you and your friends be together when you're not together. So what's great about House Party is it's free to download and available on iOS, Android, Mac, and Chrome. And you can use my link below to actually download the House Party app yourself right now. And House Party is great. Obviously, what's going on in the world, it makes it so much easier to connect with friends and family members wherever they might be throughout the world. And it's really great. You can group chat with all of them. You can play some fun interactive games like Chips and Guac, Trivia, even Heads Up. It's a great way to connect with others. And funny enough, I've been using the House Party app for a while now, even before they reached out to sponsor this video. So thanks to Epic Games for sponsoring this video, and again, use my link below to download the House Party app for yourself. So let's start with that. Obviously, everyone is anxious, excited, wondering what Rockstar is going to do next here in Grand Theft Auto Online, and a lot of people have been asking Insider Tez Funds 2 if Rockstar have been making any changes to the QA beta branches. And in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, on the Steam database page, you can see when Rockstar makes changes to the quality assurance beta branches. And some of those beta branches will directly tell us when Rockstar making changes for a new update. And according to Insider Tez Funds 2, he says QA Beta 3 is still getting updates, which is the internal development branch. It's nothing interesting. So unfortunately, it looks like Rockstar isn't cooking up anything fun, at least yet. Now, they might have an idea on what they're going to do for the next update, whenever that's supposed to happen, but they haven't started making those changes officially yet to the game. And this might be for a handful of reasons. Number one, it might be too early on. Number two, we know Rockstar and all of their developers, artists, employees are working from home, and that might limit their ability to do stuff like this. We obviously don't know how they're impacted by what's going on in the world. Everyone is going to be impacted a little bit differently. Obviously, making video games is challenging in a perfect scenario, but I can't even imagine how tricky it must be to work during this. But regardless, that is what Rockstar is ultimately doing. Just QA Beta 3 changes. And in case you guys are wondering, QA Beta 3 changes usually mean that Rockstar is making background updates, patches, and fixes to the game. And if you're wondering if there has been any of those recently, the answer is no. Someone else also asked Insider Tez Funds 2, was there no background update yesterday? And he responded with no background update yet. So it's been 5 or 6 days, almost a full week since Rockstar has done a background update. And this again is not really shocking. You'd kind of figure that they might be limited in some of the things that they can ultimately do. Whereas before this all started, we saw like 2 or 3 background updates per week. Maybe we'll see one towards the later part of the weekend. And if anything interesting is changed, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. But outside of the events, which we'll talk about at the end of this video, there's nothing ultimately going on as far as background updates go. Now, let's stay focused on the next DLC. We've talked about in the past how the podium list actually gives us a good idea on when we might expect the next update to arrive. And someone asked Insider Tez Funds 2, so late May isn't really that possible because that's when I thought it would be. I guess this person's referring to when the next update's going to be coming out. And he said, according to the podium list, we have enough vehicles to last up until May 21st or May 28th. However, Rockstar can update the list whenever they like. So when we get closer to those dates, they may update the list to add more vehicles, which means we would have to wait a little bit longer. So that's something we've discussed. If Rockstar doesn't add any more vehicles, they're going to be out of cars on either May 21st or May 28th. If they decide to keep up their current event schedule, doing one event per week, and also introducing one new car to be introduced on the Lucky Wheel per week. So far, they haven't broken that pattern, but it's not to say they couldn't do that in the future. And he's also saying that as we get closer to that date, Rockstar can easily add cars via a background update. That's something they've done in the past, and that's also something they've done as the list starts to get smaller and smaller. So don't be totally shocked if that is what Rockstar ultimately does as we get closer to the end of April, or if we end up getting closer to the middle or beginning of May. And in case you guys are wondering which vehicles we have left, we have a handful of them. We have the R88, which is the other Formula One car, the Sultan Classic, we've got the Pegassi Reaper, the Pariah, and then the VSTR and the S80RR. So all in all, there's about 6 vehicles left, which again would take us roughly to about the end of May. But there's a chance, again, that Rockstar could either not utilize all those vehicles or end up adding more if they feel like they need more time. The amount of vehicles left in the Lucky Wheel podium is always interesting when it comes to following how close we are to the next update, because there's been cases where Rockstar haven't waited until the end of the vehicles, and then there's been cases where they've had to add more. So we don't really know what Rockstar typically likes to do because they've ultimately done both. But that is something to monitor, and if anything significant changes or if Rockstar adds more cars, I'll definitely be sure to let you guys know. Now, in the more short term, let's talk about some things going on right now in Grand Theft Auto Online. One of the more confusing things that's still happening is players kind of getting confused about how you have to complete the daily objectives to get your $1 million for free. So someone asked Insider Test Funds 2, so are you saying that you can complete a maximum of 3 objectives per day? And how can Rockstar keep track of us on many objectives we have completed so far? And he said the game is coded to keep track of how many objectives you have done. It stores them into specific stats. Once you complete 10 objectives, the game instantly gives you $1 million and 1,000 RP. And it also gives you the beer hat that we talked about in previous videos. Insider Test Funds 2 did not mention it in that tweet. So again, we talked about this in previous videos. You can do 3 per day, and because you need to complete 10, the earliest you could complete it by is tomorrow on Sunday. That's when I'm actually hoping to receive the $1 million from Rockstar. And yes, for those of you guys that have never done the daily objectives before, you only get 3 per day. And it's not 3 per GTA Online day. It's like 3 per physical day, like 24 hours in real life. It's similar to the Lucky Wheel, where just because like a day cycle happens in GTA Online doesn't necessarily mean you get to spin the wheel again. You have to physically wait until a new day actually comes about. And apparently there's a bit more confusion regarding this. Another user said, does it matter which daily objectives you do out of the 10? Or do I have to do the ones stated, referring to the ones that everyone gets per day? And Tez Funds 2 said, it doesn't matter if you do 3 objectives today, skip tomorrow, and do 3 objectives the day after. What matters is that you complete 10 objectives before the Tunables update next Thursday. So I don't know how the math breaks down. I know that you cannot do 1 per day and get the money. That would only give you 7. So I think you can do at a minimum 1 per day if 2 times you end up doing 2 daily objectives. I think that would end up getting you 11 total, which would put you over the threshold. Now, the only reason why I would see some people doing that is maybe they just don't want to be bothered to complete some of the objectives. It's true that some are easier than others. Like, for example, I know the one that's going on today is you have to complete a heist finale. Some people might not have time to do that. They might be out and about all day. They might be busy. They might just have other things they're doing where they might only have like 5 minutes to hop on online. And that might only give you the opportunity to like resupply one of your businesses and ride a ride at the fun fair or the carnival. So in that instance, I can understand it, but honestly, you might as well get this done sooner rather than later, because you also get a bonus for completing all 3 of the daily objectives. It's not a lot. It's like $30,000 and 5,000 RP, but that does add up. I mean, it's an extra $90,000 for doing it for 3 straight days. And if you do it on the 4th day, you'll get the million and another $30,000. So your total will be like 1.12 million when it's all said and done. So everyone should be able to get it. I know there's a little bit of confusion here. The daily objectives are not all that straightforward. And now there's a lot of people that are interested in them because there's a monetary value of $1 million attached just to completing 10 of them, and a rare beer hat as well. So I will be sure to follow up with you guys tomorrow when hopefully I'll be getting $1 million for completing my 10th daily objective for the week. And I'll let you know how that works, what the beer hat looks like, and if anything else is going on in online. But for now, that's everything I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. How many daily objectives have you completed so far? Are you one away from your prize of $1 million? Have you not even started yet? If so, you might want to get on it. But anyways, let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.